And listen, as an entrepreneur, we're going 20 million miles an hour. I say this all the time, being an entrepreneur is escaping 1,000 deaths. But we need to over-communicate, because quite often, we just rush towards the solve. We assume that by default, our spouse or our kids know what we're going through or why these KPIs are important to us, but they have no idea because we don't communicate. So entrepreneurs, we need to do a better job at communicating and over-communicating and understanding that we have information bias, which means that because we know a certain something, we automatically by default assume that people know that same something. They don't. So over communicate.
Yeah, you got to over communicate. I used to always, another thing I've cut off is the nightly, pickleball runs or the dinner with the buddies or the Top Golf. I used to do that a lot. It starts with like the recruiting game and door-to-door sales. There's always something to do or a recruiting meeting or whatever at night. I got in that habit over the years and it kills your family time. I've cut that out the last 2.5 years.
Can you have both though?
Yeah, you can. And I just totally went cold turkey for the better part of 1.5 years. Since then, in the last 6-8 months, there's been times where there is something that pops up at night. And now I can go to my wife and say, hey, this is what's going on. Like, do you care? It's kind of a networking thing or a business thing. And she understands that there's true value in it for me in the business. And she understands versus it being like, hey, the buddies are going to play pickleball. And the next night they want to go to Top Golf. The next night we're going to BJ's to the restaurant. And the next night it's the NCAA championship. And the next night it's like it never stops.
Yeah.
And so if you're doing that 2 or 3 times a week, like I challenge you to talk with your spouse and just say, hey, what can I do? What can I shift or change or adjust? And she'll know. So I kind of reset that boundary. So now if I ask her, hey, this is what's going on, it's like, cool, yeah, we're on the same page and it's warranted. And it feels so good for me too.
Yeah. You even saying that, it's true. I mean, every night it was something. Hey, can you meet with this group? Can you go to this event? Can you speak here? Can you do this? And your first response is, I got to do this for the business. If not, they won't be able
to.
If not,
it's not going to work
without me. And they can. They'll be just fine without you.
Yeah. It actually has helped me empower and delegate with my team. It's been a beautiful thing. So lots of credit goes to my wife for the growth of the business and obviously all the people that work within the walls of RepCard too. But she always gives a different perspective, kind of understanding it and hearing me talk about it, but also like not being in the thick of it. And she'll make one comment and I'm like, oh, yep, you're right.